and welcome to Josef's Model Railway and Toy Room. Thank you so much as always for joining me. Just a little bit of housekeeping. You don't need to like, follow or subscribe to any of the videos I put out there. I just put them out there where I can and have a holly jolly great time doing so. Now today's video, we need to get into a bit of a rolling stone. Yes, indeed. That is a very iconic sound for anyone that was a part of the 90s and the legendary Daytona arcade NASCAR simulation machine. Wonderful stuff. But we're not talking about NASCAR today, but we are going to have to get rolling. So let's check on out what we're up to over there. Today we're going to take a peep at a product that's been on my radar for a lot longer than this room has ever existed, and or probably even been conceived for that matter. But it's something that I always wanted to do. For those of you that haven't seen or didn't know, I did an original Hornby track map, and you may well see in some previous videos, up to and including one, I'm sure there's a link here where I actually said goodbye to it, but you'll see some of my earlier stuff before this channel where it was my, basic sort of train set that I played with. Now, that being said, there was a period in between where I didn't have the scope to have a model railway happening. This was very much under construction, and in the back of my head for that, what feels like about 15 years, the trains or locomotives that I did have were basically sitting idle and doing nothing. And I always thought it would be good if we had some way of keeping them maintained even without a layout. And then I started discovering these little wonderful inventions called rolling roads. And I said, that would be a good idea. Get each one out, run it for, a few minutes in either direction each year, put them all away. A job that may well take a couple of hours every year, but very, very good storage, maintenance, and really the only way to go. But all of a sudden, ding! A light went off in my head, a light bulb moment, and I said, wait, I think what we're looking for is what's known as a rolling road, and we need to start getting onto that. Now, of course, the product we're going to be looking at today, in fact, there's two pieces to it, but we'll just focus on the first one at the moment, is of course the DCC Concepts Rolling Road. Now, actually, I was hoping to get a video to do with this a couple of years ago during the process that we were getting our new Class 31 and for some other things as well. And I thought, while they're new, Bachmann certainly make note of a running in. It is necessary to run this locomotive to run in to allow the mechanism and gears to settle. This requires the model to run without a load, wagons, coaches, etc. for 30 minutes in either direction, or each direction as it is so written. So I thought, oh, that's good. I can't always be here. I don't want it to be picking up debris as we're still not really finished with the build and all the rest of it. And as you well know, in some whoopsie daisy classic footage like that, I did have the locomotive running around. I also had a sheet of parchment paper or baking paper on the layout near Noodle Knocker Junction, working on some scenery. The locomotive went through, drove straight onto the paper and straight into the glue. Let us not go back and talk about that. But the whole idea is it's never quite felt right, and it would be good to sort of get this thing running accordingly. We'll get that professionally cleaned up later. It is running, and it's running quite well. However, the whole idea was getting this running thing is quite a good idea, because the whole idea is we've got a few new locomotives that will be making their way to us later this year, and I'd like to get that happening. And it's difficult to get a good running session here and there, but what is definitely an option is in between doing paperwork and bookwork and things like that, there'd be no problems with me setting a locomotive, set a timer for whatever it is, 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, run it, walk off, ding, 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 timer goes off, come back, change the direction, away we go. Once it's done, we can put it away, know that it's been run in based on the manufacturer's advice, and we are going to be looking at some other brands of locomotives, so I'm curious what they're going to advise, but I'm sure it's much a similar rule of practice we generally do. But the thing is, I couldn't get any stock of this for quite some time until just recently. So, okay, it was ironic because at the same time I was looking at purchasing it, a few days just before it, also received an email about this new little box here, which happens to be the bogie and tender supports. So particularly with our steam locomotives and things like that, some are driven by the tender and things like that. So we can have the whole thing supported as it's going through its run-in or testing process. So that's what we've got for you today. Let's get this unboxed and check it out. Of course, we won't go into too much. This is the 12 Axel edition. And of course, they've really done their homework, and we'll just pop a bit of footage up here and a bit of a link where you need to go to check out if you want to go down this avenue, because of course it does support the DC, the DCC, the AC off the track power. It supports 12mm gauge for European meter gauge, HO 3.5 TT, 9mm, the whole kit and cadoodle is here, up to and including 3 rail running. If you've got any legacy devices or models that are running in that, you come with the extra wire and you can do that. So we are absolutely spoiled for choice here today with what you can do. We're just going to focus on our Hornby 00 sort of scale, Bachmann 00 scale, 1 to 76 is what we're going to focus on today. Let's get this thing unpacked and check out what we can do. And as you expect, it is DCC concept, so excellent videos and resources and second to none support. For goodness sakes, hey, they even offer a lifetime warranty.
Let's get to it now. I'm not going to talk too much. We're just going to have a little bit of footage with these locomotives running. Here we go, slowing it down, just changing direction now. And yes, I cannot believe I didn't support the tender properly in that footage. But anyway, you can see these things, you just put them where you need them and let it run along. And it's a good way, especially for running in the locomotives, I think is what this one would be all about, particularly for me, and for maintenance or further testing and things like that. So, fantastic.
And nothing's blown up.
As you can see, that very, very quick to just reposition where you need, depending on the wheel set you might be doing, as I make a great disaster trying to get this one back into place now. Just as a quick disclaimer here, don't panic. We're not going to go through all of the locomotives. These are just ones that I know needed to have a proper running. I mean, we've got others like Thomas, and I've got another class 37, another class 31. All have had adequate running across the layout, but just these ones always did need to be done and given an assessment. Now, some of them, including that high mech one, I think we're actually probably going to end up selling shortly in the future. So if there's something you've spotted there you've got your eye on, yeah, like just drop me a message in the things. I'll certainly let you all know, because there's a couple I think I'm going to just part with because I just don't need them anymore.
This is a bit of an old one actually. One of the first ones I bought and then put a DCC chip into it. I think this was the original shell it came with. won't clip it back on just at the moment. I just want to point out, obviously it doesn't have lights and any of that. Pretty primitive DCC functions and movement only on there. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with this, but originally with this shell on, the whole point of it was I had them set up to do double heading, and I thought it looked quite good. But we'll see what happens. Next we have a hammock, and I have no idea what the story is with this at all. I don't. I've obviously taken off. It's another one that looks like I did a bit of a DCC chip too, but I don't know where it came from. I don't know anything about this. Let's see if we can find the number.
Speaking of making tracks and getting a roadway, how about these little chaps here? They've been working so hard that not only did they absorb the fence, but they're literally carving their own walkway. And you really can see that kind of torque and the wobble that we get in this configuration of locomotive. But that's going to do it.
Well, girls and boys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me in this video. It might be a little bit weedy to some of you, but the important thing is that there's a rolling road. There's really nothing to it. You set the roller onto the track, and then you pop your axle onto it, and away you go and apply the power as needed. And I think it's a really good way to, for me in my situation, because we are going to be expecting some new locomotives as we progress on, to get them sort of worn in and ready to go and follow the manufacturer's instructions. It's been absolutely fantastic as I've sort of weeded through some of those locomotives. I've certainly come across some that I really don't think I'm going to need anymore, and rest assured I'll probably do a video about them before I end up selling them. So if there is something you may well have spotted saying that looks pretty good, I might be interested, well, I'm letting you know here first today. But that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much as always for joining me, and I'll certainly look forward to seeing you in that next one. Toodles!